This is the most comfortable camera bag I have ever owned, but I had to send it back. And what happened next, I didn't expect. So I've just come back from 7 days or 6 shoots, I think it was 7 shoots, in the Lake District National Park, and maybe you've watched that series already. And throughout all of those trips that I've made and through the time that I've spent in the park, one thing has been my companion throughout the whole week's adventure. And that was my Shimoda Action 30 camera bag. It is without any doubt the best camera bag that I've ever used, ever owned, and after 7 days continuous use it convinced me of that even more. In fact, it convinced me because of its comfort and the various design features that it's got, that when I got back I was going to spend some money, invest in some wider straps, some accessory pouches, maybe the top and bottom straps are available as well, and really make more use of the bag than I am now and just sort of extend it. But before we do that, I want to explain to you what the features of this bag are, why it's the best bag I've ever used, and hopefully that will help you with your own purchasing decisions. So before I take this photograph, we've got to find somewhere safe to put the camera down because it's a little bit precarious where I am, a little bit slippery. One of the things that I love about this camera bag is the fact that I've got this beautiful big pocket on the front and lots of external attachments where I can put essentials like coffee. Right, let's get this all put down and taken off. So the first thing I want to talk about isn't just the camera going in the bag and carrying it, because it goes without saying that it's an excellent camera bag. It carries the gear really, really well. But the first thing is it's some of its external features and some of the other things which it's got on it which I really, really like. As a landscape photographer, in the type of photography that I do, quite often I'm out for hours and hours on end, and sometimes those can be over some quite long hikes really, as in my recent Lake District series. So it's really important that I can carry everything with me for the day that I need. So the first thing, this camera bag's got a great tripod carrying system. It sits really nicely on the side. It can go on the left or the right hand side. You can swap sides if you want to give your back a bit of a rest from one side to the other. But I actually carry a small camping stool on the other side because my comfort's important as well. And we talk about comfort being important. Let's talk about the back system. So the back system on this bag can be adjusted from long, short or medium. I've actually got it on the long at the moment. I might actually adjust it down to the medium a bit later on. I've been cleaning it and I've put the straps back in the wrong place, I think. But yeah, it works really, really well. So you can adjust it for back length. You can also change different straps out for it. In fact, I might even do that later on to get some slightly wider, bigger, more padded straps. And for the ladies watching this channel, Shimoda have thought of everything. They've got specially shaped straps for the ladies to make carrying this bag much more comfortable for you. The other thing, of course, with it is that if you're out all day, you really, really need to have a great system for carrying your lunch and carrying your waterproofs and everything as well. And this has got a roll top closure on it. I love the roll top feature because you can expand it and you can reduce it. And walking here this morning, it's a bit cold and a bit damp to start with, but now what I really want to do is I want to take off my jacket, put it in top of the bag and stow it away. Now the bag does actually come with a waterproof cover, but because I put the tripod on the side and some other things, I've opted for a third-party cover just because I want to be able to cover all my external gear as well that I've strapped to the side of the bag. But it doesn't end there. We've got the front pocket. In the front pocket there's a laptop sleeve. There's another one in the back as well with the camera gear. But I can also slide other things in there. I'm actually carrying a reflector in there that I use if I'm doing some close-up photography sometimes. So let's open the back panel of the bag up and have a look inside and see what we've got in there. So like I said, it goes without saying that actually if you're going to have a camera bag, it needs to carry camera gear. And if you look inside here, you can see that actually it carries it really, really well. The back panel unzips. There's 2 zips around it. It's a clamshell design. The only thing with this bag, well, one of the good features with this bag actually is that to open it, you lay it down on its front surface. So when you pick it up, you haven't got the dirty back panel going against your back. I've actually got the medium digital sort of camera setup inside this bag, although I'm using a full frame digital SLR rather than a mirrorless camera, and it does fit in there okay. It's a little bit snug, but it does fit. But it does mean in the future, if I go for a mirrorless camera system, then I obviously won't need to change this case. It's got just enough room in it for all of the camera gear that I want. I had toyed with getting a slightly bigger bag, but the problem is the bigger the bag you get, the more gear you carry, and sometimes you don't always need it. So it does force me to be a little bit selective and not bring absolutely everything with me. Although I do think that possibly the 40-litre version would have been better, and the 50-litre version probably would have been a bit of an overkill. I'm not sure yet, but later this year I might take it on a longer expedition and go on an overnight hike. And if I'm going to do that, then I'll purchase the accessory straps, which I can attach to the bottom and the top of the bag. So like I said, this is a landscape photography channel, so I'm going to take a photograph, so bear with me. There is a few photographs coming up, and then we'll get back to talking about the bag. I'm struggling with the shutter speed and how bright the light is compared to the shadow areas, and that's adding to the contrast in the scene, which might just peak the camera really beyond what it's capable of. So I've bracketed using ISO to get different shutter speeds, and obviously within that range as well, I've bracketed to see if I can capture some shadow detail and highlight detail as well. See what you think of this photograph, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about this camera bag. So here we are again with typical British weather. It's decided to start raining. And on a day like this, like I said, comfort's really, really important. And this bag allows me to carry so much gear, not just camera gear. So I've always carry a small umbrella as well. The bag is so good that I've kind of decided, or I had decided, that I was going to buy the accessories for it, get some side straps, get some side pouches to put on the waist belt, get the thicker, wider straps, top and bottom straps as well, so I can strap more gear to the outside and maybe do some wild camping trips using it. But that's when horror struck, and the reason why I'm going to have to return my Shimoda camera bag. Because you see, the thing is that bags have to last. They have to be able to stand up in the field to everything that can be thrown at them. And unfortunately, it was when I was looking at replacing the waist belt with the wider one that I discovered that there was a defect or fault with the bag, and the Velcro that holds the waist belt in place was starting to fail and the stitching was coming away. I was a little bit disappointed, but the bag has been in continuous use now for what is effectively 2.5, 3 years. And I didn't expect to get anything back from Shimoda. But everything's not quite as it seems. So yes, the bag's going back. Those of you that may be a little bit more knowledgeable about different types of camera bag may have realised that the bag I'm using today isn't the Mark 1 Action 30, it's the Mark 2. And the reason for that is because I recently went to a photo show, went to the stand, showed the guys from Shimoda the images, and they went, absolutely no problem. He said, this should not be this way. It's wrong, and we will replace your bag, which I was absolutely delighted with. And what's more, when I explained to them that, you know, I'm a part-time working photographer and I use this bag pretty much every single week and can't be without it, they went, absolutely fine. We trust you. We'll send you a bag. They gave me an email address, and within a week of me, in days actually, of me contacting them, the bag was on its way. They replaced it with a brand new one. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them in any shape, form or whatsoever, but there is an affiliate link in the description and on my website. So thank you to you, thank you to Shimoda, and get out and enjoy your photography.